Northport and W265CG Tuscaloosa. 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 WCG HD2 Northport and W265CG Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Alabama 1st and 10 on the 12. Again, Houston. He's got a hole. He's over. Alabama touchdown.
I'm just wondering if your listeners know how good a football player you were. I can still see you playing that fullback, knocking those players out of the way. And I believe I could have run behind you.
Martin, I can remember when we came to summer and you were playing fullback up there. And I saw you in the weight room and watched you work out in the weight room. If you could pick up, you were strong enough to pick up the whole weight room. I wanted to fix it, and I run back to the biggest mistake we ever made.
The Martin Houston Show with national championship winning fullback Martin Houston, giving you 1 hour of intense, hard-hitting analysis from an insider's perspective. It's time for the Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports, Tide 100.9, and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Are you heard right now? Good morning. Welcome to the Martin Houston Show on Tide 100.9 on the radio dial. Martin Houston live on Facebook and YouTube, as well as at Martin Houston 35 on Twitter. It is a beautiful Friday morning, the day after a beautiful Thanksgiving. And to all of you and yours, I want to say that I wish you all may have had plenty of turkey and dressing and had a beautiful Thanksgiving, a time with family, friends, and others, and wishing you nothing but the best as we move into the Christmas holiday season, my favorite time of the year. So wishing you and yours, like I said, a belated happy Thanksgiving. Remember that this is a day that the Lord has made, so let's rejoice and be glad in it, be thankful in it, and take some time today to notice someone, love someone, serve someone, be the difference you want to see in the world today. Don't wait on someone to do it for you, do it for them. All right. Good morning, Joe. How you doing, sir?
Doing good today, Martin. Happy to be back on our Friday and seeing what we got in store.
Yeah, absolutely. It is having been off there for a couple days. Lots of things have happened in the meantime, and I'll get to those, and we'll get to today's, of course, main topic as we are one day away from Alabama-Auburn. The Iron Bowl 2021 doesn't have as much luster in it since Auburn has not lived up to their end of the deal, but it's always an interesting game, an interesting rival when Alabama travels down to the Iron Bowl. But before we get to the Iron Bowl, just a couple of quick sidebar things that you may want to talk about. We can talk about those. Of course, you can always bring in the Iron Bowl itself. But before I go any further, I've not been on the airwaves since the passing of Cecil Hurt, and wanted to take just a brief moment myself and send out my condolences to family and friends, and also recognize him for the impact and influence he's had on Alabama sports. As much of a Alabama iconic Alabama figure in the sense of in his arena, he's had as much impact or more on Alabama sports, Joe, probably as much as anyone in terms of how people perceive Alabama sports from a local, regional, and national standpoint. Cecil Hurt probably had the biggest influence just purely reporting the big stories, breaking the big stories consistently. And his longevity is something to be marveled at, especially in today's culture. So I want to give my shout out to him. Did you have any type of personal relationship or any with Cecil in your job?
Well, I met him maybe 3 different times, and was pretty impressed with him all 3 times. At one point, all the beat writers that I was kind of standing around were kind of giving some referees a hard time about a game the night previous, and Cecil just kind of sat back, listened, and then finally cut in. And I can't remember exactly what the point was. But he made a point about the game prior that none of the beat writers and myself had considered, and we're all, now that I took that into consideration, that kind of makes all the joking a little less a little less applicable. So I thought his perspective was very, very unique.
Yeah, and he had that in a lot of ways and a lot of times. So just giving, shout out to him for the influence. And, he had been here he was young guy, of course, but he had been here for quite a few years when I got here. But I remember his days of dealing with Stallings and Curry and Stallings and, the players when I played, Joe, we didn't have, they didn't access us as much as they do the players today. It was almost like you kept the players at a distance and stuff. And it's a little different now, but still had a good relationship with him. And then I developed an even better relationship with him through the years after playing. So just want to give that shout out to a sports writing legend. I mean, and he could tell a story as well as anyone with pen and paper. So his insight and perspective on Alabama football will definitely be missed. And when you start thinking, you have to find a new source, Joe, for your sports articles and writing and reading if you follow Cecil. So I invite all of those who are Cecil Knights to follow the Tuscaloosa Thread and Tide 109 if they're going to get great articles that's timely and relevant to Alabama sports. So invite them to do that, to get that. I mean, and it's a fix. I mean, I shouldn't say to get that fix, but yeah, to get that fix, you better have some good places to turn to. So, all right. Also, before we get into the specifics of the game, Alabama flips 4-star running back from Texas. You just wonder how much of that had to do with some of the things that we've been through. I mean, that Texas is going through from a losing streak standpoint, as well as from Alabama having so many backs that are out. Does Alabama become a much more attractive place? The number 7 ranked running back in the class, number 102 prospect in the nation overall, committed to Texas this summer. But Mr. Jamarian Miller announced that he was decommitting from Texas and joining the Alabama 2022 recruiting class. So kudos to Alabama. We didn't have Hank on yesterday, of course, but as a result, we are able to bring you that news that Alabama getting another 4-star running back, top 10 positional player committed to the Crimson Tide. So, and then disappointing game on yesterday for the Alabama basketball team. Joe, did you get to watch the game?
Just some of it, but just very, very poor free throw shooting.
Yeah, I mean, and it's that simple. Alabama, even though they did not, shoot the three the way they normally do, and that wasn't all, Alabama. The fact that I think they only had like 7 threes or something like that, but or maybe 5. They normally take in the mid 30s. Joe, they only got up 17 threes. So in and of itself, that's a game changer for the Alabama team. But they still win if they shoot 60% from the free throw line. But and when you're knocking down threes, that doesn't show up. That doesn't come back to haunt you. But when you don't shoot those threes and get those threes up, and it's a 2-point game, scoring type of game, then those free throws become extra important, and Alabama just not able to do it. But still sitting at 4-1. If you're gonna lose to an out of conference foe that's not a Power 5 top tier. When I say top tier, not talking about necessarily the quality of Iona's program, but as far as just conference, Joe, I guess Iona is not a bad one, because I'd be willing to bet that they're going to probably pull off probably 2 or 3 upsets throughout the course of this year, and so it'll be probably as good of. It's always hard to say as good of a loss as you can have to a non-Power 5 top tier opponent, because Coach Pitino does a good job with that program.
Yeah, and they were probably extra motivated as well. But as Alabama ended their season last year in the NCAA tournament, so just a bump on the road, things to correct. It's still the early period of the season, so don't jump off the bandwagon quite yet.
Oh, not going anywhere. I still think that this team, as they get better, and if when you lose a game, when you can always go back, Joe, it's always good to be able to go back and say, if we had just did this, we could have walked away with that victory, versus we needed to do this, and we would have had a chance to win. So I'm not worried about the basketball program at this point, and definitely not down on these kids. As a matter of fact, talking about being down on the kids and having realistic expectations, Coach Nick Saban had a fan call and ask him a question or make a statement or some variation of both. And his response was very pleasing, Joe, to my soul. And we're going to play that coming back out of the break. So I want you all to stay around right here on the Martin Houston Show. And listen to this audio from Coach Nick Saban and what he had to say. We'll also get some audio from Mr. Bo Nix, the Twilight Zone statement of the year. It has to be from Bo Nix, and maybe he was on some medication from his surgery when he made that statement. But what am I talking about? You probably heard it, but we're going to talk about both of those right here on the Martin Houston Show. That coming up next. Stay tuned for more. And, hey, get ready and give us a call on the Taco Casa hotline at 205-342-9904. That's Taco Casa, quality, taste, and value under the biggest cactus in town.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
From the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center on a Black Friday morning, we got a wreck on 69 northbound at Skyland with delays. Congestion near our major shopping areas, so just be patient and be careful. And if you see conditions, give us a call. Make holiday shopping a breeze. Just give a Bryant Bank Houndstooth gift card. Do like I did. Make Bryant Bank your bank for legendary service. I'm Captain Ray.
Don't miss a play at the Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Your front row seat to all the action. Place bets on all professional and most college sports at the counter, kiosk, or on your phone. Then catch the game on one of our 20 big screens from the comfort of the newly remodeled Timeout Lounge. Plus, the PRR Sports app gives you access to live, in-play sports betting. Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Be more than a fan. Be a player. Must be 21.
This Black Friday at Ulta Beauty, we're celebrating a little more. All week, in fact, which means a lot more Black Friday deals. November 21st through the 27th, get up to 50% off the hottest brands. Plus, score even more deals dropping all week long. And cross a little more holiday shopping off your list with a lot more unbeatable deals. So shop in-store or buy online and pick up the same day. Come celebrate more deals. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful.
Man the Boot Man here, inviting you to shop the great selection of Carhartt products at both locations of Irving's. We have many styles of Carhartt logo tees, as well as some new colors in both Carhartt loose fit, heavyweight pocket tees, and the ever popular Force Relaxed Fit midweight tees in both long and short sleeves. Irving's also has a nice selection of Carhartt hoodies for both men and women. While shopping at Irving's, don't forget to check out all the new Carhartt caps and beanies in great new colors that you're sure to love. So remember, Carhartt at Irving's, and tell them Van the Boot Man sent you.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches, weakness, or discomfort in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 selling nerve care company. Nervive contains alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, and B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live your life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
The weather noticeably colder today, sunny and breezy at times, the high at 50. A freeze likely late tonight, clear with a low at 29. The weekend, lots of sunshine tomorrow and Sunday. The high both days, very close to 60 degrees. I'm James Spann of the ABC 3240 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 39 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Scott Smith and Sophomart Design, doing business for 17 plus years, specializing in graphic design services, commercial printing, promotional products, advertising specialties, and so much more. Basically, any and everything you would need to advertise, promote, and grow your business. Through strong partnerships, strong customer service, and creative ideas, they'll help you market and grow your business. Give Scott a call at 205-292-4680 or email scottis@comcast.net and visit them online at sophmartdesign.com.
Interact with the Martin Houston Show by calling us at 205-342-9904 or tuning into the Martin Houston Show on Facebook.
Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show on Tide 100.9. Let's get that. In case you missed it, Gary Harris was co-hosting the Nick Saban Show, which got moved to Wednesday. So we did still get to hear Coach Saban. And Coach Saban responding to a fan with maybe some unrealistic expectations. Here's Coach Nick Saban level setting with all of us, including us radio show hosts and all of us fan talkers who call and have been going off on this team, especially those who went off about the close game with Arkansas. Here's Coach Nick Saban.
Played LSU. Everybody said, oh, they lost 2 games in a row. They're not any good anymore. All right, we're just going to blow them out. It's just the opposite. It's just the opposite of that. All right, they're competitors. They have moms and dads. They have pride in performance. They have things that they want to accomplish and they want to do, and they want to be good. All right, they don't just throw in the towel. All right, they work harder to try to get better, and everybody wants to beat us. All right, so we're going to get everybody's best game, and I don't know why people can't understand that. And you know, we're just, you know, and you know, it's, you could say it's not fair to our players that they get everybody's best game, right? But they do, right? And they have to be able to compete through that and play over that. And you know, it's I don't know. I mean, when I came here, everybody was happy to win a game. All right, now we're not happy to win a game anymore. We're not happy to win a game at all. All right, we think we should win games by whatever. And I don't think that's fair to the players either. All right, because our players work their butt off, all right, to be the best that they can be. And to get criticized for what they work hard for to do so that you can be entertained, so that you can enjoy and have pride and passion for what they accomplish and what they do. And they're not perfect. They're just college students. They go to school every day. They got to study. They have to run extra after practice when they miss study hall. I mean, come on, give me a break. This is not professional football. These guys aren't getting paid to play here. They're representing you all. You should be proud and happy to support them and appreciate what they do and have some gratitude. And you know what else? Nobody wants to win worse than they do. Not me, not you. I don't care what kind of fan you are. Nobody wants to win more than the players that play. Nobody.
That was magnificently said. And
nobody feels worse than they do when they lose.
No.
Nobody. No. So for all you self-absorbed folks out there that can't look past your own self, I appreciate what other people are doing.
Joe, how do you feel if you're the person that called up and asked that question? Because it didn't matter what you asked. He was waiting on an opportunity to let that one happen. I mean, oh my goodness. What are your thoughts when you heard Coach Saban going off on
I loved it, honestly, because
I love it.
What I've been sort of trying to say most of the year. I know everybody wants to win 50 to nothing, but I feel like you just need to appreciate the part of the moment that we're in. I mean, Alabama, what are we, 10-1, 9-1, with all of our goals right in front of us. So yeah, we may not be thrilled with the way they played all year long, but the results remain. You're sitting number 2 in the country. You've won the SEC West. You're about to play for the SEC championship. Like what more can you ask for on the grand scheme of things? And pretty much every college football program in the country, their fan base would do terrible things to trade places with us. So we ought to be happy and grateful. Rather, this whole year I have felt like the Alabama fan base is just embracing misery, and I don't think that's healthy for themselves, and I think it's just not very good for the players in the program.
Yeah, it's so interesting. I'm telling you, you and I haven't talked about this offline or anything, but I have a sneaky suspicion. This team is they've not put it all together yet, and they're 10-1, and like literally you can go back and look at that game and see where they could have done things differently and been 11-0. But since their goals are still in front of them, I'm not sure that loss doesn't help us. I mean, we're going to be, if we win out, we're going to be 1 or 2 or 3. And that's what you have to do anyway. And that's exactly what we would have had to do against Georgia anyway. I mean, it is what it is. And I think this team has been battle tested. They have had to overcome obstacles. They have had to overcome lack of leadership. They've had to overcome youth. They've had to overcome inconsistent play. And I think all of those things make them better. And I think this team could surprise some people. Starting, not tomorrow's win won't be surprised, but the way they come out and play tomorrow could surprise some people as well. We got a couple of callers waiting. We got Robert from Birmingham. Robert, you're in with the Martin Houston Show. What's on your mind, sir?
Good morning, Martin. How you doing? I've sat and watched some football with you a day before, so I haven't called you all year. I listen to you all the time. I mean, a couple things here. Stanton's very smart man. I think he did that the other night. Like, as you said, he was waiting to do that.
Yep.
He's trying to push the right buttons because this team has been mystifying to him personally.
Yep.
I've heard that from several different people have told me that. I've got some very well-connected people that live down there. Said the same thing. So what he did the other night was calculated, which is smart, man.
Yeah.
He's a smart guy. What he said about Bryce Young about making $1 million for the season start, that helps recruiting.
Yeah.
So there are a couple of things that I still cannot get my arms around. We recruited at such a high level on the offensive line, and I'm not going to even go on the offense. I think Bill O'Brien is an NFL coach. Bryce is a unique individual in himself. The way he plays, he's going to have about 10 special plays a game, and 2 of them are going to be bomb, like just bad, because of the way he plays. But the other 8 are going to be awesome. So you got to take the good with the bad with him. But the defense.
Can you say some of that Brett Favre-ish type? When you talk about Bryce Young, remember Brett Favre with
Bryce Reed's defense is better than Brett Favre, but and then somebody said there's a guy in Mobile. It's on another outlet. He said that you're gonna have 2 plays a game, but he took that sack when we were in the field goal range, but the other 7 or 8 are gonna be great. So right. I'm done with them. The offense is what it is. It's not a great running offense, which you hate. You like to run the football. The offensive line, I don't know why they're not better. I don't get it. There's so much talent down there. There's competition. I don't get it. I have no idea why Evan Neal could he's the only consistent performer you have on the offensive line after 11 weeks. I don't get that. I really don't, but I'm not going to bitch about that anymore. And I'm not going to bitch about the way we run the offense. It's an NFL offense. We're going to throw the ball 80% of the time. But the defense, I don't get it. They're still not lining up right. You remember the Texas A&M game, the very first offensive play that A&M ran? Our 2 inside defensive tackles looked at each other like, who lines up where? I don't get it. 3 years ago, they were young. We were short on depth. Last year, you could kind of say the same thing. We had some injuries. But this year, I don't know why he didn't replace him during the off week. There's something not jiving well. The guy can scheme it up, but he doesn't communicate well with the kids. They won't run through a wall for him. I don't know what's the defense. The way Saban's responded the other night, we will come out and kick the shit out of Auburn tomorrow. I think we'll beat. I'm not worried about it. And Georgia, we will play our best game against Georgia. Will it be good enough? I don't know. But the defense, it's the worst 3 years of defenses that we've had in Saban's tenure. The rules have changed. Its offense still has, it's more advanced now than it used to be. But the defense has gotten no better in the last 3 years. And what's changed? It wasn't like this under Jeremy Pruitt.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Robert. Robert, Joe, you remember when you first came, and I made the statement that we don't run the ball enough, and then you showed me a stat where this was when Tua was the quarterback, and Joe said, Martin, statistically, but
we did the third and fourth quarters, we would run the ball to even it up. By the end of the game, it would almost be 50-50.
But here's
run the ball, Georgia.
Here's what I would ask you. Statistically, we're number 2 behind Georgia, and overall in like a top 5 defense in the country. Is it right. Just how frustrating because we're gonna have the busted plays because we're playing better defensively overall, but we're going to
last week. We were last week. I think we threw it out the window. We were getting better like last year. We were getting better, and last week. I don't know what it was like. What are we watching here?
But we only gave up. But Robert, when you go back and look statistically, we forced Arkansas into passing the ball. We shut them down running the ball, which was what we were supposed to do, what we wanted to do. We didn't want this team to beat us back. And then you take the coach. I mean, if you go back and look, 2 of their touchdowns came because of Job himself making bad plays. And so that's not coaching. You can say now when we line up wrong, you're right. I still
that stuff was not going on 4 years ago.
You're right, and that's the part that I do not get, Robert, is sometimes the number of. We don't just bust plays. I think every defense probably bust plays as often as we do.
Used to that. That's been going on this year, and it's been going for 3 years.
But what I'm saying is, I think we probably bust plays this often, even before when Pruitt was here. We just bust plays now, and it'll be like 4 guys are bust on the same play. That makes sense. Like it's like not just we don't just get one guy bust. When we bust a play on our defense, it's always a touchdown. It looks like where say Georgia bust a play or the other team, it always seems like they bust a play and it's a 10-yard wide open guy, and then somebody tackles the guy at 15, 20 yards. If one of our DBs goes the wrong way, it's like all of them went the wrong way.
Right.
Nobody's in the play. So
one more thing.
Go ahead.
The other thing I don't understand, I'll hang up, take too much time, is the defensive lineman. I went to the SEC championship game, and I usually sit in the box with my in-law that's got a fancy box. But that game last year, I sat right behind the bench, and I looked at all of our defensive linemen, and there's like 15 of them. They all have the same body build. They're all 5-star recruits. Where's the development? What is Tim Smith on crack? I mean, what's happened to him? Like, there's no alpha dog in that group, and there's 15 of them. They're legitimate. I shouldn't have said about Smith. I didn't mean that like that. I mean, like he's just not. He's not. Where there's no. They're all big time recruits. They're not being. I'm just. It's really strange. Like nobody's besides 31. We know he's incredible, but nobody else is stepping up to be like, where's the Jonathan Allen? And they've been around. These guys have been around 2 or 3 years. Like, where's the development in defensive line that we're used to seeing? The whole picture of the defense is just not. The rules have changed, so offense has an advantage. But there's no studs in the defense. They're good, but none of them are developing into being great. And and the talent is there. I don't know what's missing on defense. But it's been going on for 3 years. Something that just ain't been right. That's wrong grammar. My sister would be mad at me. My sister was a PhD. But I haven't never called you before it ranted. But my frustration level after the Arkansas game was just. And when Saban went off, I'm as educated as man. I do every podcast. I'm listening to everything. Plus the people I know down there, just like you. And you have to be careful what you say. I don't. But it's just frustrating. What Saban did on Tuesday night, his team is so yo-yo. I gamble and stuff too. We will come out the first half and beat the shit out of them. I'm not this.
Nice. Thanks, Robert. Have a good one. That's Robert, first time caller. He's passionate. And I listen, I have no issues. Leon, please hold on. I'll get to you and I'll give you your time as well. But he's passionate and he has his view. And let me tell you, the offense hasn't developed, but I think part of that is because of the pro coaches. I don't know that they are good at developing college talent. And defensively, I'm not as down in the dumps as everybody is overall for defense. I just don't understand. And I agree, I don't understand the busted plays. We have them way too often, and they're usually detrimental, not just for a single thing. But I'm telling you, Job is. I'm concerned about Josh Job if we get to the big dance. I'm not as worried about him against the Georgia wide receiver or the Auburn wide receiver, but I am concerned if we end up having to play Ohio State's wide receiver. So he has to improve, but we'll see. This team still has everything in front of them. So I'm still on the bandwagon. I'm still pulling for them. And statistically, this defense has done a lot and improved in a lot of ways. Still got a ways to go if we're going to win a championship, though. We'll come back on the other side. Leon, like I said, sorry. But please hold, get you on the other side of the break. Listen to the Martin Houston Show on the home for Alabama Sports, Tide 100.9.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
From the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center on a Black Friday morning, we got a wreck on 69 northbound at Skyland with delays. Congestion near our major shopping areas, so just be patient and be careful. And if you see conditions, give us a call. Make holiday shopping a breeze. Just give a Bryant Bank Houndstooth gift card. Do like I did. Make Bryant Bank your bank for legendary service. I'm Captain Ray.
Hello, this is Martin Houston with the Martin Houston Show, and I want to tell you about one of our great sponsors, Overflow Express Wash.
Their mission is to provide great customer service with a showroom clean car and an exceptional customer service experience. They have the basic car wash that starts at $7, but you need to check out the premium wash packages, which start as low as $12 and go up to $20. They also have a membership wash club that you can get for starting at $23.99, going up to $39.99. In other words, just double the regular premium package, drop a penny, and you can be one of the great members of Overflow Express Wash. My family and I keep our cars looking good inside and out by using Overflow Express Wash. They're located on Skyland Boulevard, right next door to Alabama 1, or you can find them online at overflowexpresswash.com. Andy Phillips and his team look forward to making you a part of their team.
The perfect place to make your escape. Golden Moon offers 600 finely appointed rooms with incredible views. Take a dip in our Vegas-style infinity pool, complete with a full-service bar and cabanas. Experience the South's premier golf destination at Dancing Rabbit Golf Club, or catch the biggest sporting events at Time Out Lounge. So what are you waiting for? Come see us in Choctaw, Mississippi. Golden Moon Hotel and Casino, a Pearl River Resort property.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches, weakness, or discomfort in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 selling nerve care company. Nervive contains alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, and B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live your life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com.
Nick Saban calls it the process. John Maxwell said that everything rises and falls on it. And Coach Wooden said it's what you learn after you think you know it all that makes the difference. What am I talking about? Leadership and personal development. Is your organization, your school, your church, your family, are they receiving the proper level of leadership development and personal development? If not, the Empowerment Center for Leadership and Mentoring can help you with that. We have our pep talks, which is a 1 to 1.5 hour lunch and learn, which we can customize to meet your needs, or we have some topics that we present that we know can help your organization. And if you're looking for one-on-one mentoring and coaching, we can also assist you with that. Visit peptalks35.com. That's peptalks35.com, or send an email to martin@martinhouston.org. That's the Empowerment Center for Leadership and Mentoring.
Welcome back to the Martin Houston Show, the sound of Bama sports. Your show, your team, on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Welcome back to the Martin Houston Show on Tide 100.9 on the radio dial, the Martin Houston Show fan page on Facebook, and want to apologize to those who were on in the last segment. Thank Robert for calling, but did have some language there that we don't like nor generally allow, and so I apologize for that. Do encourage Robert to call back, but clean up his passion. How about that? Is that a good way to say it, Joe? We try not to be rude to our callers, so but we also want to be respectful of all of our other listeners. And I'm already getting some comments on that, so we wanted to let you know. Please be passionate, but also be conscious of what the way you express that passion. So. Is Leon still there with us? Leon, you're in with the Martin Houston Show. What's on your mind, sir?
Good morning, Martin.
Good morning, sir.
How are you?
Good. How you doing?
A blessed and happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you. Same to you and yours.
And belated congratulations on your personal endeavors.
Yes,
Listen,
sir.
man.
Thank you.
I share Coach Saban's opinion wholeheartedly. I've been trying to say the same thing all season long.
Yeah, I remember when you called in earlier. Yeah.
Right. And then I listened at the last caller, and I'm not going to be critical of him because he has his right and he has his own opinion. That's okay.
Correct.
But see, we're doing the same thing over and over and over again, us fans, and expecting different results. What we're doing is we are seeing all the things that we can from a critical and negative standpoint about a team which is a part of a program that hasn't lost but 4 games in the last 5 years. You know, where do we draw the line? Man, I'm going to tell you, it's not, okay, we're 10-1.
Hey, Leon, say that one more time. Say it one more time. In the last 5 years, we've lost how many?
We lost 4 ball games. Come on, man. Okay, we're sitting at 10-1 with everything that the so-called Alabama fan wants. It's still ahead, still there to rah, 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 and cheer for. And all year long, I listen all day. I listen to all the programs because I'm privy to do that in my job. But I hear on all the programs, the callers has just gotten ridiculous. And they say the Alabama fan. Well, number one, you don't have to be an Alabama fan. But now I'd be doggone if you can really find so much to criticize this team, this program, about when we haven't been anything but successful. I don't think we can get much greater than we have at, our accomplishments. Now, the way, I understand that's some little things that, well, this team ain't like the team 4 years ago. This team ain't like the team 10 years. Okay, I understand that. It's not the same people. It's not the same team. But what we are doing, the results, which is what the fans should be happy about. We've gotten where we cry. And just like Coach Saban said, he said, when I got here, man, we were glad to win a ball game. See, we shouldn't, we needn't forget that. This is like the poor man that gets rich. All of a sudden, he forgot when he didn't have anything to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Man, come on.
Hey, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Is it because, okay, say there was no Georgia out there this year. Are we complaining as fans and stuff because we're afraid we may not win a championship? I mean, because you can't be complaining ultimately about, as you say, the results, the end game, because ultimately you have to be saying these things. Because here's the question I have. Because I tell you, I feel like this team is getting battle tested and is going to respond. I could be totally wrong, but I've been sensing that. I've said it. Yes, do we have to play a really good game against Georgia? But absolutely. But do I think we match up well against Georgia because of what we have? Absolutely. I think our defense can hold their offense, because the one thing that we have on defense, whether you like it, love it, or hate it, whether we bust coverages or not, is we have had very good success with the run game, stopping the run game this year against everybody. That's why we're a top 5 defense. So can we get there? Yes, I think so. So is it the fear of, oh my God, we may not win a national title, and therefore we don't end up enjoying the journey because we're worried about what may not happen?
Okay, Mark, I like what you just said. I wholeheartedly agree with you. Now I'm going to put that rear end word in there, that butt word there.
Yeah.
Watch real carefully now. We don't win a national championship every year. We haven't done it every year Nick Saban's been in. We've been half and half just about, right?
Right, absolutely. Since his first one, right. He's won half of the ones that he's won. I mean, he didn't win the first 2 years, and so since then, since his first 2 years, there's been 12 national titles. He's won 6 of them.
Okay, now let's be realistic, man. Let's not be like you unrealistic Alabama fans, so-called Alabama fans. Hey, man, we just hoisted the trophy
last year,
91 months ago.
Yes.
Come on, wait. You think you don't think the other folks won the trophy too? It's football, man. Everybody playing for this one trophy.
That's right.
Now, yes, we want to get it. We would like to get all of them, yeah. Come on, don't get so critical when we don't get all of them.
I hear
don't
you.
Do that. Okay, that don't sound like a fan. That sounds like somebody, just like Coach Saban said, your personal stuff.
Uh-oh.
You know what I'm
Hey, now, I got one more question for you, Leon. I got one more question for you. Are some of these people so critical because they're betting the spread? Just think on that for a second.
Well, guess what?
That's what Saban was saying. I'm gonna tell you, I don't want to put words in Coach's mouth, but when you're not happy, and you not just not happy, but you're like almost angry about the way we're winning, it's probably because you need us to cover.
Right.
And we're not covering this year.
These other teams ain't gonna just let you beat them out on 30 points every time, with no matter what you bring to the field. The script A don't win, don't sell the margin.
Yeah, that's right.
You understand? It's the actual players in uniform on the field, and they playing against other players. These guys don't margin to play football.
Yes,
I did too. These folks are not gonna just let you. Ain't nobody. You don't go out there and they just we just gonna lay down and let you beat us by 30 points because that's what your fans want. Man, come on. Like the guy when he made the mention about what Arkansas did, the last call, and I'm not trying to be, I don't know him. I'm not throwing him under the bus.
Right.
But he has to understand. Man, Arkansas was playing too, and you gave him a real good spiel. Hey, man, we stopped them from running the football, so guess what? You know we're going to stop them doing anything. We should, if we were going to be able to stop them totally, we could have stopped them at the airport.
That's right.
That's like people running fast forward. You had to stop them at the airport.
That's
Come
right.
around.
That's right.
But when you come on the field, come on, man, something's got to give, man.
Yeah, and that's what you do in defense. Defense is made. Defense is set up. If you can stop everything, great. What do you think Georgia's going to do to us? What do you think Kirby is working on right now? He doesn't care if Alabama gets 175, 200 yards rushing, because he believes that if he can force us to run the ball, they win.
That's right.
He's not gonna. He's gonna do everything he can to take away our pass. If he doesn't do that, and we're able to run the ball and still pass the ball because he wants us to run the ball, we beat them. But if he takes away what we do, even if we score points, he thinks they will still have a better chance. They're not trying to stop everything Alabama does. They're just trying. I promise you, I believe that they're just trying to stop. They will come in with a game plan to minimize what we do with the ball in the air.
Thank you.
So
I'm telling you, people have to understand this. That I'm gonna erase that. I'm gonna say something else. These guys around where I be at work in my neighborhood, they were so upset about a 6-point win over LSU. I tell you, man, guess what? Well, all we did. That wasn't that game. That was this game. Just like Coach Saban said, hey, man, you got to understand, people gonna get it. It might not be bad in the players, but man, people are going to get it. We're gonna get people's best shot.
That's right. Hey, Leon. Hey, I got to go. I just had another call come in, but man, I appreciate you. I appreciate your view.
In the opposite direction.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much.
We don't say to be pleased as a fan base.
We don't. We do not. We need to enjoy it. Thanks, Leon. All right. Hey, let's go ahead and get the break here. Coming back on the other side, we'll get to George and Robert and let them have their time. You listen to the Martin Houston Show on Tide 100.9.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
From the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center on a Black Friday morning, we got a wreck on 69 northbound at Skyland with delays. Congestion near our major shopping areas, so just be patient and be careful. And if you see conditions, give us a call. Make holiday shopping a breeze. Just give a Bryant Bank Houndstooth gift card. Do like I did. Make Bryant Bank your bank for legendary service. I'm Captain Ray.
Hello, this is Martin Houston with the Martin Houston Show, and I want to tell you about Tuscaloosa Custom Curbing. If you're looking for a way to add value to your home, make your flower beds pop, make your landscaping stand out from your neighbors, then Tuscaloosa Custom Curbing can help you do just that. They have numerous styles but they feature the Moroccan Stone Curb series, which includes 4 great styles and unlimited color choices. That's Tuscaloosa Custom Curbing. They are the one that can help you stand out from your neighbors. Tuscaloosa Custom Curbing, 205-331-6823. You may also find yourself with the need for a custom size stone or custom shaped stone. Then Tuscaloosa Custom Curbing can help with that as well. Paul Fuller and his team are waiting on your call right now for that free quote. And if you tell them that Martin Houston with the Martin Houston Show told you to stop by, you'll get a big discount. So call Tuscaloosa Custom Curbing at 205-331-6823 or visit them online at Tuscaloosa Custom Curbing LLC.
Taco Bell presents a get out of bedtime story. It's time to wake up from this amazing dream, even though you're jet skiing on lemonade. How extreme! And oh, look at that, you just won the lottery. Is that a castle? Take the keys, it's your property. What's better than swimming in space? Just wait for the big reveal. It's Taco Bell breakfast and it's actually real. So it's time to wake up and bid your dreams farewell. Because toasted breakfast burritos are waiting for you, only at Taco Bell. At participating Taco Bell locations near you during breakfast hours only.
How can you achieve perfect gifting greatness? With Omaha Steaks. Perfectly aged, tender, unforgettable, and guaranteed delicious. Go to omahasteaks.com. Enter Sizzle into the search bar to order the perfect gift package for just $99.99. You'll get 24 entrees plus 8 Omaha Steaks burgers free with your order. Incredible flavor, value, and 100% guaranteed. We've all heard reports about shipping delays, so don't wait. That's omahasteaks.com, keyword sizzle.
Van the Boot Man here, inviting you to shop the great selection of Carhartt products at both locations of Irving's. We have many styles of Carhartt logo tees, as well as some new colors in both Carhartt loose fit, heavyweight pocket tees, and the ever popular Force Relaxed Fit midweight tees in both long and short sleeves. Irving's also has a nice selection of Carhartt hoodies for both men and women. While shopping at Irving's, don't forget to check out all the new Carhartt caps and beanies in great new colors that you're sure to love. So remember, Carhartt at Irving's, and tell them Van the Boot Man sent you.
The sound of Bama sports. Your show, your team. The Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
All right, Marty. All right.
Oh, wow. Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show. Hey, listen, I hadn't got a chance to get to that Bo Nix audio, and don't know that I will, but just know that Bo Nix was crazy enough earlier this week to say that Alabama gets all the breaks. That if you just watch it, just something doesn't seem right. Alabama, and I didn't check it after Arkansas, but going to Arkansas game, we were 101 when it comes to penalties, which means only 29 teams had got more penalties, was more penalized than Alabama. How can you say calls go our way when Auburn could easily have a couple more losses this year? Let's not count the other year. But if you want to get a great follow, and find out more and see how bad the calls have gone Auburn's way, follow Matt Wyatt. He's a former Mississippi State quarterback, great radio show host. Just go look up Matt Wyatt, former quarterback. He's a Prattville guy, native. Go check him out. Hey, George, you got a couple minutes, and then I'm going to get to Robert. What's on your mind, sir?
Nothing much. Just thanks for taking my call. What I wanted to say is, identity of this team is to be consistently inconsistent, and that's just the way it is. And I was going to say a few other things, but
go ahead. No, go ahead and say it.
As a fan, we're addicted to Alabama, and I've been following Alabama since 1960. And in my bad days are when we lose, but when we win, it's a good day. But we're always, because we've won so many national championships in the last, 12 years, just like you stated, anything but a national championship is bad.
Yeah.
And, this year, we got a good team, but it may not be a championship team. But let's enjoy our victories. When I used to watch the Bear Bryant show, at the end of the show, it didn't matter whether we were playing Vanderbilt or LSU or whoever. He said, I'll take a 1-point victory right now.
And that's the way you got to look at it. You know, we're watching our team and immediately comparing our defense to Georgia's, and right now Georgia's is a little bit better, or appears to be, and we're not happy with a victory.
Right.
And you know, I mean, you know, Coach Saban, I mean, he is a visionary and he is a genius. What he said last week was what the fans need to hear, and mainly what the players need to hear, because all the players are hearing is how bad they are.
Yeah.
Our fans.
Oh, his response was as much for his players, George, as it was for the fan who made that. I'll let you go. You got the Tide tomorrow, though, right?
You got it, partner.
All right. Thanks, George. Give him a call back next week and we can talk about it.
You.
All right.
Roll
Thank
Tide.
you. Roll Tide. Robert, you're going to close things out. You're in with the Martin Hughes Show. What's on your mind, sir?
Hey, man. Yeah, I echo the last caller's sentiment, which wasn't me upsetting to you guys several days ago, like several weeks ago, that expectations, you know, just got to be what they are. What frustrates us, though, is the like I said, the inconsistency. The time they show greatness of spurts of being the best team in college football, and then they show that can you even beat Arkansas? And that's what, you know, gets people. It's not everybody spoiled with winning or complaining, or just complain. The complaints are valid. And that's like I said, complaints are bad if they're invalid. If you're just making them out of in a vacuum and you have no data or evidence for it. Oh, we do. But like I said, it's just take this season for what it is, enjoy the wins when we get them. And
hey, Robert, but is it valid based on what your expectation is or on the result?
Well, valid in the fact that, hey, guys, you can do better. We've seen better, but we don't always get that.
Right. And where this team, I think what we have to recognize is you just said it, Georgia said it. This team is inconsistent, and that's their weakness. Other teams don't play physical. That's their weakness. Other teams don't play the run well. That's their weakness. Other teams don't block well. That's their weakness. This weakness of this team, unfortunately, is what? Inconsistency. So but that's this team. That's just this team, and why that is, I don't know. And so but if you watch it with that, knowing the inconsistency is their weakness, but you wait to see the result, you won't be as upset. If that makes sense.
One thing before we go, Bo Nick seriously, dude, you got to pass the ball backwards and still got to call for the ref. Really, man?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Robert. Hey, have a great one. Happy Thanksgiving. Belated happy Thanksgiving to all. Hey, Iron Bowl, Alabama destroys Auburn. I got them winning by 4 touchdowns. I ain't even going to give you a score. Auburn may not score, y'all. We might get a shutout. If we get a shutout, will you love Pete Golding or it just be because Auburn's bad? Either way, we'll know on Monday. Great conversation, guys. Thanks for being a part of it. Thanks to all the callers, listeners, viewers, chatters, and fans. Y'all have your opinion, and you're welcome to them. Keep bringing them right here on the Martin Houston Show. And remember this, trust in the Lord always. Lean not your own understanding. All your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths. Roll Tide.
Thank you for listening to the Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9.
You too, Joe. Have a good one.